Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? It's about to be part 3 of my story. This is the final chapter. I'm trying to do it all at once at one point in time, man, but I really don't have the time to sit down for 2 hours and tell the story. I'm going to have to write it down, summarize it, but there's not much I can leave out without telling the whole story, without painting the whole picture. It's dark, it's gloomy, perfect weather for the subject we about to hit, man. Yeah, so I left off, I was at SCI Fair, changing my life, and for 8 years I was out in the mountains, out in Graterford, out Luzerne County, Camp Hill. I mean, I was out there. I never seen too many Pittsburgh dudes, right? I was around all Philly dudes, and so when I finally did get a promotional transfer home back to SCI Fayette, it was not a promotion. That shit was horrible. First off, they put me in on B block, which is the intake block. It's the worst block. I'm supposed to be on a promotional transfer, which is a promotion. You're getting, as you did good, so you go close to home, and you go from honor block to honor block. That's what you're supposed to do. So I go over there. They try to say, there ain't a bed open, this, that. You're gonna have to wait over here. I waited there for 9 months. I had to bounce from B block to C block. Sell up with one of my brothers at the time, who's a maniac. Couldn't handle the life I chose, right? I told him, look, you can't be sellies with me, man. I hustle, and this is how I live, this is how I survive, man. I got this. So we party for my birthday. This kid never stops, man. This kid's taking his shirt off, running up to the desk. I'm doing some crazy shit on K2, man. I gotta carry him from yard. I gotta pick him up at count. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. So I bounce. I go, and that's when I really saw what these dudes that I call my brothers really are, man. And that disturbed me. So, I just couldn't jive with that. I'm like, man, I can't be associated with this shit when I go home, man. So, yeah, that's when I first started to think like, yo, this life, man, like, it ain't that it ain't for me. It's just I'm done with it. It ain't the life I chose. It's the life that I was forced to live, man. I was poor as fuck. Now I'm not. And I brag, and I don't give a fuck if who likes it or who don't, man, because I ain't had shit growing up. Motherfuckers ask me why I got this gold chain. Let me tell you a story. This is why I bought this gold chain. So I was 18 years old. It was the first time I caught an adult case. I got a gun case, an aggravated assault, and a gun. My girlfriend at the time ended up getting charged with the gun, and I got charged with drugs and pulling a knife and supposedly all type of crazy shit, but aggravated assault. And so I go down to Florida to work with my uncle. All right, he has a company, roofing, and so I go down there and live with them for like 10 months, almost a year. I go down there, I got an ounce of gold on my neck, 28-gram gold chain that my girlfriend at the time got me, and that was a gift. So everybody knew I had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a mystery, it wasn't a secret. So I go down to Florida. I go to work with my uncle. He's like, yo, put your chain in the truck, man. You'll get a sun line. Not even thinking about it. I'm a kid. I put my chain in the truck. I go to get my chain. It's gone. My uncle plays the dumb roll. Oh, what? You had a chain? You know I had a chain. What the fuck is you talking about? So, man, I'm distraught. I'm upset. There was another worker. I made him strip down. Old head. 70-year-old man. Saw his wrinkly balls. I need to see all that, Holmes. Where's my fucking gold at? Nah, he ain't have it. So now, I ain't even think nothing of it, right? Till years later, I find out that my uncle is addicted to powder cocaine. That's why he lost his business, his house, everything. Yeah, it ain't no secret, Chris. I know what the fuck it is. And if you want to get in my life and meet my children, I want an ounce of gold. Don't try to give me $300 what the gold was worth back then. I want the money of the gold value today. So yeah, motherfuckers, there's stories behind why I do shit, why I do what I do. I don't just go and do shit for no reason, man. Everything I do is calculated, meticulous. Believe that. I'm a chess player. So, yeah, fuck you, Chris. And that's the story on the gold. Now, I decided to change my life, man, really, when I came home, because I first, hold on, let's back up. Let's talk about what you lose when you go to jail. First of all, you lose your freedom. You lose your you lose your humanity. All right, they dehumanize you. Okay, stripping you down butt naked, making you show your private area, all this crazy stuff is dehumanizing, bro. Then they throw you in a box like an animal. They throw you in a cage like a dog. All right, they walk you around literally when you're in the hole. When you're in the hole, you're cuffed up, you're shackled up, and they walk you around with a dog leash. They call it a tether. A tether. That is a professional term for a dog leash, okay? So if you ever hear somebody saying a tether, no, dude, it's a dog leash. It's a human dog leash. Now, you lose all that, right? This is what I lost. I lost the relationship with my firstborn son. He was 9 months old whenever I went to prison. This might, rub some people the wrong way, but man, this is my way to reach out. If I ever pass away, I don't want them to tell him this story, man. I want that truth to be out there, and that's what this is. That's why I do these videos. I don't care about no followers. I already got money, man. I don't give a fuck about making any money off you guys. I want you guys to hear the message. I want you guys to hear the truth, man, because they don't want you to hear it. They really don't. And they're about a lot of different things. And I'm getting off topic, so let me back it up. But I lost the relationship with my son. I was with him every day up until the day I went to prison. He was a baby, went away, and when I went to jail, I was under the false pretense that I was going to have a normal relationship with my family and son when I got home. I came home. I didn't talk to I told you I seen my mother one time. I didn't see my father at all. I saw my grandmother and grandfather one time. Those are the only visitors I ever got. Besides a couple friends, but we're not going to mention them. Now, my family from day one, I treat them different because of the relationship. My mother turned me in at 15 to go to juvenile placement. So, like the movie Blow, when you saw Leonardo DiCaprio, walk out in cuffs, and his mom's like, "I told you, George. I told you." Yeah, well, that's exactly how I felt. I remember the day like it was yesterday. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire battling for the home run crown. They trapped me, man. I'm out in Ohio trapping. I told you, young buck getting it. I'm like 15 for real. So, I'm out in Ohio. My mom calls me. I'm with my homie Will Dog, rest in peace. And they say, "Hey, when are you coming home, man? You gotta change your clothes. You gotta just I ain't even thinking nothing of it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be home such and such day." So I come home back to Pittsburgh. This is what I would do. I'll go back, change my laundry, grab some clothes, and I'm out. I'm packing my duffel, I'm packing my JanSport, and I'm hitting the road again. There ain't nothing in Pittsburgh for me. There ain't nothing in Penn Hills for me. And there damn sure ain't nothing in North Bessemer for me. I learned that at an early age. So I come home and I go to my grandmother's house. I go to see my grandfather. We're downstairs watching this baseball battle. Who comes walking on the steps? Detective Bonner, Penn Hill's Detective Juvenile. My mom turned me in, man. Yeah, that was. And then my mom turns me in and then smuggles me cigarettes and comes and visits me at the facilities. You tell me what's up with that. Did the same thing whenever, kicks me out, tells me I gotta fend for myself, but then bonds my baby's mom's out, has my baby's mom living with her the whole time I'm away. They're treating me like shit and they're treating her like a queen. She's out there getting high, catching cases, sucking fucking pieces of crack. Yeah. And they're treating her like a queen, and they're treating their son who's in jail, needs the support, struggling, that's fucking, you know, up the way, don't get $1 from nobody. My Rays, listen, they got a $60,000, $70,000 settlement. And they blew it all. They sent me a couple dollars, but they blew it all. That's the only time I got money from them. And, you know, that's why I have a fucked up relationship with my son, is because of my family. My son is with my family. You explain that. My son's with my mom and dad at my grandmother's house that just passed away. And I can't even go visit my grandfather who has Alzheimer's without cracking one of these mugs in her face, because of the way they treat my son, the way they act. Like, he wouldn't even look me in the eyes, his father. And that hurts, you know what I'm saying? So I make these videos. I make these videos so that hopefully, God forbid, that he watches them and hears the truth and reaches out before I do pass. So there. There's a lot of more fucked up shit that I'm about to get to, y'all. Let me just catch my breath real quick. Yeah, I don't have a relationship with my son because of my family, man. And I did everything in my power. I came home from doing 10 years in prison. You can't expect much from a man that came home from doing 10 years in prison, except for stay clean, stay free, and have a job and a roof. That's all you can ask for. I lived in a halfway house for a year, bro. I didn't have nowhere to go. I had nobody. No one. I grinded from the bottom, man. I can't invite a little boy to a halfway house. So I would go over to my grandma's house. I bought him a laptop computer. They sold that. I bought him Madden. They sold that. My dad would try to manipulate me into giving money, to send money over there so that he could, like, take some off the top for his drugs or whatever, and I checked him. I can't enable you, bro. I can't do that. That's what you guys did to me, and that's not the right play. I'm telling you, that's not the right play in the playbook, Holmes. You don't enable a drug addict. You cut them off. They got to hit rock bottom. They got to hit rock bottom, just like I did 1,000,000 times over. That's why I don't feel no sympathy, empathy, nothing. I'm a shell, man. I'm getting it back because 2 years ago, a year ago, I didn't even shed a tear about these people, man. I'm getting this shit back because of my kids, man. I don't want my fucking kids growing up and not meeting their great-grandparents, their grandparents, or their fucking brother. Like, I'm trying to be a regular dude. I live in a regular area. My kids go to the best school district in the county. My house is paid for. We don't owe nothing. We don't pay no mortgage fees. Like, how am I doing something wrong, bro? I don't know, man. But, you know, they turned him against me, poisoned him against me. And that's part of the reason why I don't tolerate little kids having their way, because I saw the toxic, disgusting shit that they did to this little boy who is my son while I was incarcerated. And it's so sad. They let a 10-year-old boy run the house, and all you're doing is raising a bunch of little spoiled brat tyrants. That's what my family did, and that's what I'm seeing in the world today. You know, I I play these video games, man. I have these little situations, and like that's what I see going on. Like these little kids have too much power. They shouldn't. Like, shut up. You're a kid. This is what the fuck it is. Period. When did the kids get a say so in the world? But anyway, I'm getting off track. That's what I lost, man. I don't have a relationship today with anybody in my family. I'm still peeling off layers of this rotten onion in my mental health journey. Layers of memories of shit that they did that I really don't even want to get into with anybody but my therapist, or my wife. She's my number one go-to person for about everything, man. If it wasn't for that woman, I don't know where I'd be, honestly. And I love her to death more than life itself. And you know, they use that as a reason to turn my son against me, because I don't know if he was under some false pretense I was coming home with his mother, but if he knows that she got my face kicked in over $40, she ratted, she betrayed everything that I believed in as a gangster for 30 years, I'm not coming home to that. I'm not coming home to that. And if you respect that as a man, you understand that. You might not have to respect it, but you gotta understand it. That, you know, there's shit going on that's above and beyond you. And you gotta know that I'm doing what's best for everybody involved. Trust and believe that. Because if I go in my bag, all I'm gonna do is go back to jail, and somebody's gonna get hurt, or a lot of people's gonna get hurt in the process, because I'm not just going out. I'm not just, you know, doing, like, if I tip, it's gotta be about something, and I'm not going that route. You know what I mean? That's why I stay away from everybody. I stay to myself, because I know me, and I know me better than anybody else. And that's what a lot of people gotta understand, man. You gotta be comfortable in your own skin. You gotta like the person that you see in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. If you don't, then you're never gonna get ahead in life. You're gonna be battling yourself until the day you die. And that might even drive you into deep, dark rabbit holes of depression, maybe low, who knows, mental health, suffering from all type of things. But that's why I use cannabis for my mental health. I have a cannabis seed company, acorn seed company. Everything that I'm building for my kids. Little does my son know, even though he doesn't have no contact with me, he's still got money sitting up for if something were ever to happen to me. Like, my wife got instructions on what to do with my funds, and he's involved. Like, of course he would be. They don't even know that, and they're probably telling him a lie, whatever. But you know, that's what I lost in my going to prison. Everything that I once knew, loved, gone. See, people change, man, and you change as well. And some people don't change; they stay the same, and that's the biggest problem. The people that change, you can work with, but the people that's just stuck where they was at when you left them 10 years ago, how can you work with somebody that's doing the same shit they've been doing for 10 years where you left them? I made a rule to myself. I'm not talking to nobody and dealing with nobody that's in the same place where I left them 10 years ago. My whole family's in the same place, even worse off when I left them 10 years ago. You know? My brother, shame on him, dude. Keeping his nephew away from his father, dude. That's rotten, you know. Sorry, I was getting a little parched. It's another thing, man. I got a GED education. All these anything that I ever learned, I taught myself, or I went back to like class for it and got a degree or a paper or whatever they give you upstate. And I mean, I got some certifications, but I don't know if they're legit out here or whatever. They have to be. Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on my life, man. And now today I have a beautiful baby girl. Excuse me. I'm married to a beautiful woman that I adore, and I'm happy with the person that I'm with. I enjoy her company, so we vibe and have a good time, and we raise our kids. We try to raise our kids right. You know, Disney's on 24/7 at my house, or some type of child-related show, unless the kids are sleeping. That's the only time we watch TV, no more, man. But yeah, I'm on my second LLC. I had a 4 years I ran a asphalt seal coating company called We Got You Covered. That's my LLC. Still have it to this day. And I just wanted y'all to hear the final chapter where I'm at today. You know, I'm against all this dumb violence, gang violence, guns, drugs. I'm against it all today, man. Like, I see now, I get the big picture on and this is some, don't think this is some cheesy cliche shit, but everything that they tell you is so accurate. Like victim impacts, like you really don't realize how many people you affect just by selling drugs, right? You don't know if that person died that took the drugs that you sold. You don't know where that drug went after it left your hand. Like, you don't know, excuse me, you don't know where the money came from that's buying the drugs. You don't know if a crime was committed to obtain those funds. You don't know if someone died behind that, a crime to get those funds. You just don't know, man. And there's a lot to that. And the impact that it has on the community is devastating. Like, I watched drugs literally destroy Penn Hills and Monroeville in 10 years after I came home from prison. Like, and starting to like trickle out further into the eastern woodlands, we'll call it. Yeah, the streets now are different, and I don't want no parts of it. I use my cannabis for a gang of reasons, but mainly, you know, to keep my mind balanced and in check, man, because I got a lot of shit on my plate, and I'm afraid of it. Might not be like a day, it might not be six months even, but like, man, there's gonna be a day, dude, that I'm just having a bad day, man, and I'm afraid of what I might do if I wasn't medicated. You know, we don't smoke cannabis like smoking a doobie, man. Nah, bro. We nowadays, it's called getting medicated, and we do it professionally. I got concentrated cannabis. We don't even smoke flower no more. So yeah, man. I thank y'all for listening. I apologize if I offended anybody besides my family. Fuck y'all. And yeah, man, the truth is out there, and the truth just set me free, I'll tell you that. Peace, y'all.